We grow up hearing the same thing over and over again. If you work hard enough, you'll make it. I believed that for 27 years. I truly thought that effort was the answer to everything. That if I just kept going, I could eventually achieve anything. But lately, I've started to realize something uncomfortable. The people who repeat that phrase the most are often the ones who have never truly tested the limits of effort. In truth, in any field, effort without direction doesn't just fail you, it can quietly begin to break you. Let me be clear. I'm not here to criticize effort. If anything, I value effort more than most people I know. My life in many ways has been built on it. The reason why I'm making this video is because lately I felt a certain frustration when I look around me. People are working incredibly hard. Like at work, I see colleagues sacrificing their weekends, staying late almost every night, constantly trying to move things forward. I see it at home too. My mother wonders why her body doesn't seem to change despite exercising. My friend asks why, even though they are trying their best, some people land great jobs while others remain stuck. Like, beneath all that effort, there's anxiety. Anxiety about results not coming fast enough, about progress not being visible, about things not accelerating the way they should. And honestly, I don't think people struggle because they are incapable or untalented. And I don't think they are weak either. The real issue, most of the time, is the absence of a clear target. And when I say that, some people might assume I'm arguing that effort must be paired with a detailed plan, but I don't think goals and the plans are the same thing at all. A goal is a direction, it's a method simply, a temporary structure you create to move toward that direction. So a plan may be sufficient to reach a goal, but it is not necessarily at the start. In fact, I don't believe you need a perfect plan to begin at all. Goals exist precisely because we haven't achieved them yet. They're both from desire, not experience. If we've never been there, like how could we possibly know the exact route in advance? Plans are discovered through friction, failure, and adjustment. They're shaped along the way. So no, I don't believe success begins with a perfect plan. It begins with a clear direction. What I mean by a clear target is also comes with conditions. It has to be realistically attainable and it has to be viewed through a long-term lens. So for example, I'm 27 years old. Even if I started playing soccer today and trained for the next 10 or 20 years, I would never play in a Premier League. Physical ceilings are real and time works against you in certain fields. That would simply be an unrealistic goal. But take music for example. I want to become a singer. Music is a domain where growth can continue well into your later years. Now, no matter how hard I practice, I will probably never sing like Whitney Houston or Michael Jackson. That level of vocal power and uniqueness is rare and almost genetic. But could I, after 10 or 20 years of disciplined practice, sing at a level comparable to John Mayer? I believe that is realistically possible. Don't get me wrong, John Mayer is an excellent musician, yet his vocal strength is not purely on extraordinary raw power. It is built on control, phrasing, tone, and feel. So if that is my direction, the question becomes specific. Where does his vocal tone come from? How does he manage breath support? How does he shape vowels? How does he place his voice? Those questions begin to shape the method, and through the repetition, correction, and countless small adjustments, I would gradually move closer to that sound. The target comes first, the plan evolves through friction. So, if I apply this idea to my life, people exercise for many different reasons. Some just want to be healthy, some are inspired by bodies they see on social medias. All of that is fine. But as I said before, a real target has to be realistic and sustainable in long term. Of course, I'd like to have a kind of physique I see online. Realistically, that level of aesthetic perfection is nearly impossible for someone working a full-time job. Anyone who has trained seriously knows this. The kind of body that dominates social media often requires hours upon hours of daily training. Essentially, a lifestyle centered directly around physique. Most working professionals can realistically invest 1 maybe 2 hours max a day. So I asked myself, what is the body type that is both achievable and aligned with my life? That's when I chose baseball players as my reference point. Not every baseball player is shredded, but some don't even look particularly lean. But many of them, like Otani or Yoshinobu Yamamoto, look solid, strong, and athletic without being unnaturally low in body fat. They look functional, they look powerful, and that, to me, felt attainable over 5 or 10 years. I mean, I'm not a bodybuilder whose performance depends on extreme conditioning anyway. I'm someone who wants to stand on stage and perform. Singers don't need to look like fitness models. They need to look confident, grounded, and strong enough to carry their presence. That kind of physique, built patiently over time, feels real. So if I want to build a physique like baseball player, you have to understand how baseball players actually train. Baseball is ultimately a full body sport. You need strong legs for power, a stable core for rotation, a solid back and shoulders for control, and arm strength for velocity. In the end, it's not that different from structured weight training. That's why I've been following a 5-day split legs, chest, back, arms, and shoulders over the past 2 years and a half. I've increased my skeletal muscle mass by about 4 kilograms now. It's not dramatic, it's not social media worthy, but it's real progress. And recently, as the weather warmed up, I started pitching again. I used to throw about 80 kilometers per hour. Now I'm in the low 90s. Honestly, I was a little disappointed at first. I expected more, but instead of quitting, it confirmed something. This direction makes sense. And I'm going to build a hardware to throw 120 kilometers per hour, which was my initial goal when I started working out. Not next month, not next year, but eventually. And to mark the commitment, I gave myself a small reward, a Korean national team jersey with my name on it. So if you feel like you're just running without direction right now, pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I actually moving towards where I want to be? Or has running hard itself quietly become the goal?